What were you hoping to bring to the Jurassic franchise with this new film?
It's like the ultimate question, isn't it? I don't know. These things are more for the people to tell me, like, you give it out to the world at the end, and then everyone tells you what you did or didn't do. And I feel like it's weird watching the cast go past. They're all far too good looking. It's not. I've learned on my next film, I'm not going to do that again because I always look terrible whenever I'm stood next to them on the press junkets. Yeah. So basically, it's all about today. You spend the whole year making a film like this, going, what would it feel like in the audience when you watch it for the first time? And I would play a little trick where I'd have a monitor, and you, like, in the jungles wherever we were, and it was really bright, so you'd have to, like, kind of put your t-shirt around it, and then I would get my fingers and I would put them in front of the monitor so it looked like heads of people in the cinema. And so I'd pretend I was in the cinema and there was annoying people where they're sort of blocking the view a bit, so I could just basically have the reaction that I hope people will have tonight, where I'm kind of watching it going, oh, you know what we could do? Oh, you know what we should do? And then you finish a take and you have another idea. And so it's just like trying to imagine you're here, about to watch the film, and how do you feel about it? And like the process of directing or making a movie is basically projecting yourself a year from now to things like this. And so this is quite a nerve-wracking moment, because you never know how you've done until the other side of this stuff. So fingers crossed.
Were there any scenes in particular where, after you had sort of tried to view it from a theatrical viewpoint, you decided to try something different or, rearrange them?
Totally, yeah. In the edit, you basically rewrite the film again in the edit. People always say that, but the editor's here somewhere. It's his fault. But yeah, even what sounds great on a page and works really well, flows really well, when you film it and then bolt it together, you can watch it and go, oh, this needs some help structurally or tightening. And so it's funny because on a shoot where the script is like God and the Bible, and you do everything it says, as soon as you get in the edit, it's like it didn't exist, and it's all about what does this feel like watching it, and you can you've got a license to do anything you want. And so we didn't need to change much. Our first cut of the film, because I was desperate to do a director's cut that was under 2 hours, was just under 2 hours. And then we basically showed it to the studio, and the main note was, can you put the other 5 minutes you cut out back in? So we put that back in, and it's essentially what the film is to some extent. I mean, David did such a good job with the screenplay, didn't need to mess around too much. So.
And what sort of interactions did you have with Steven Spielberg on the project? What sort of interactions did you have with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, so Steven, was very involved in the film in that he developed the whole storyline and with David and basically had major input as much as me as it started. And then as we started filming, he's very much a filmmaker friendly, as you can imagine, producer. And so there was a certain point where he felt he'd set it all up really nicely, and he was like, Gareth, go make your movie. It's over to you now. And just a lot of pressure when someone like him gives you that freedom, because he's the reason I make a film director. So it was weird shooting a movie knowing that Steven Spielberg was watching everything you're doing. It's quite intimidating. And then one day you'd get a text that would say something nice about the dailies from yesterday or something, and you'd have so much relief, and you'd share it with the cast, and everyone would be high-fiving each other and hugging, and we'd carry on. And so Steven's